Welcome back to Wee Willy Wonderful's Knitted Bunny tutorial, and in this video tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to finish off the tail. So we left you to do the tail on your own because it's all the same techniques as the ears and what we've used earlier on, and this is the cute little tail we're going to be sewing together. Right, so we've got the tail piece here and it looks like a little bit like a circle, and the long strand we left when we cast off we're going to thread onto our needle. It has to be quite a long strand just to go all the way around, and then we're going to use a running stitch to gather all the way around the edge. So what that means is we're just going to be going in and out, in and out. Keep your stitches quite close together, don't do great big ones with a centimetre gap. I'd say if you watch, we're just going in and out roughly a stitch at a time, and that's mainly, we don't want them too spaced out just so that we're not going to leave any holes, because we want the tail nice and secure. And we're actually just sewing all the way around in a circle back to where we started. That's all we're doing. So just gathering the stitches just like so. It's quite random this, as long as you keep them reasonably close together. I'm just going all the way around the outside and then start pulling it a little bit. So it's a bit more tricky if you leave all of it until the end. It's a bit harder to gather. You don't want to have to pull it really tight and then find your snappy yarn or something. So we're just going to gently gather it as we go, and we're going to go all the way until we get back to where we started. There we are, back around. So there you go, you can see it's all gathering. And what we're going to do before we close that, we're going to pop some stuffing in. So we want this quite firm. It doesn't take much stuffing to fill it, so we're just going to pop a bit of stuffing in there. Again, we don't want it overflowing, bursting out. So I'll put a little bit of stuffing in like that, and then push that right to the bottom, because when we gather it we don't want it all to start squeezing out. Now, is this enough? You can always pull it back slightly if you think, oh, I need a bit more in. Open it back up like so and squeeze a bit more in. Pull it quite tight. Pull it gently as well though, because sometimes if you pull it really tight it'll just snap. And then what we're going to do to make sure it's extra secure is I'm just going to sew a few stitches across to close this hole, because we don't want a gap for anything to escape, especially if someone were to pull the tail off. We don't want lots of stuffing coming out. So I'll do that a few times just to make sure it's nice and secure. That's it. I don't think we can see now. If you're not sure, add a few more in, but that looks quite tight and secure. And this is going to be sewn onto the bunny. So this bit where you're sewing it won't be seen. This will be on the bunny's bottom. So when we're done, we'll just do, oops, I'll get my needle in now, an extra stitch, and then I'm just going to put my needle through that loop and pull it just so that it knots, like so. And then I'm going to go in and through like we have done before to fasten our thread off. And the only reason I'm doing this is because we've got the cast on thread as well. We've got two and we only need one. So we're just going down to the same hole, back out. If you're spotting any little gaps like that one, look, you can see a lot of stuff in. I would rather just add a little stitch to secure it like so. So then when we've got it out there, we're just going to snip it, pull it tight and snip it near the bottom. Just be really careful here that you don't go through. So pull it tight so it's pulled taut, and then we'll cut it and it'll retract. Be careful you don't snip your stitches when you do that. And then give it a little bit of a squeeze about, because we're after like a nice round tail look. So that's what we look like from the side. That's what it looks like from the front. And then we will leave the other strand attached because we'll use that to sew that onto the bunny when we're sewing up in the later videos. So that's all the parts made and ready. So get all of them together and also your needle and thread for the next tutorial, and we're going to be showing you how to sew your bunny together.